Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly forecast for October 31st through November 6th. This is a big energy we're coming into because it's right before a full moon in Taurus, which is also eclipse, which magnifies the energy. Pisces, you guys are moon sensitive. Water signs are moon sensitive. So even though the eclipse isn't happening this week, you may already be feeling those energies this week. We're going to see what's coming up here for Pisces sun, moon, and rising. You may see this video at a later time. That's fine. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Also, because we are coming into this eclipsed energy, this is energy that's going to be around the next 6 months. So even though I'm setting an intention for a 7-day period of time, the things happening in the next 7 days could be setting the next 6 months into motion for a lot of you. So, first card here is the Ace of Swords. Now, full moons are notoriously or famously or traditionally, whatever word you want to use, known as a time of release. And even if you don't know how to do a release, right? Sometimes we write down intentions or we write down things, and people have fire circles and moon circles and little like rituals or ceremonies they do. Even if you don't know how to do that stuff, you're going to release quite naturally, just energetically, right? It kind of helps the process along when we can do it with intention. But even if you don't know, or you're confused, or you're scared to do that stuff, you're still releasing. And so what a lot of you are going to start releasing starting from this week with this Ace of Swords for me is crown chakra clearing. You may have been looking things from a very, very limited view. And now all of a sudden, your thinking is expanding and you're seeing solutions where once all you saw were problems. You're seeing a lot of different solutions, or a lot of different ways you can approach situations in your life that have been keeping you stuck for a long time. I feel like you're going to have a lot of ideas, Pisces. I would say for the next 3 weeks, carry around something that you can take quick little notes in. Whether you have an app on your phone where you can type notes into your phone and save them, or if you want to do it old school and walk around with a little notebook and a pen or pencil, have something nearby where you can jot down ideas. Some of you who are creative, you may be getting ideas for like stories, novels. You may have poems coming to you, songs coming to you. You may have like these moments of inspiration, and you may have just ideas about practical things in your life for a lot of you. So have something where you can record these things while they're fresh in your mind. I don't even feel like it's a dream thing. Like some people say, oh, have something next to you that if you dream, you can write down the dream as soon as you wake up. Like, I feel this is in your waking moments. I feel this is like while you're out and about during the day. It could happen at night too, but just not necessarily while you're sleeping. Like, it's happening while you're awake in the middle of something, and you may want to take a moment and write it down. So, back to the crown chakra clearing, clearing away limited thinking, false beliefs, low self esteem, and as I said, seeing solutions. There's also for me Ace of Swords, like you're coming into efficiency. You're finding an easier way to do things, a more efficient way of doing things. Maybe previously things have been very complicated for you, or things tend to get complicated. Not anymore. You're finding the quick and easy way to do things and still be effective. Efficiency is the key here. Uh, Ace of Swords can also be victory in a situation, overcoming a challenge. Could also be communication, like talking about something. And I'm getting such an interesting vibe here, Pisces. Um, you guys know I read intuitively, and sometimes the cards look kind of a different way to me, in that something about the picture jumps out at me more so, and I'll feel like a certain vibe. And that's happening right now with this hand and the way the hand is holding the sword. Um, and it's kind of giving me like a certain vibe or a certain message. This hand, for whatever reason, I haven't I'm gonna confess to you, I haven't read the book that comes with the tarot cards to see what the symbolism is explained here, by the hand holding the sword the way it is versus holding it by the handle. But this is the feeling and the vibe I'm getting. Pisces, I feel like some of you are going into something where you're going to ask for something. Like maybe you're going to your boss and you're asking for a raise. Or maybe you're going to somebody and you're wanting to collaborate with them, but you think they're going to turn you down, right? Or maybe you have an idea that you want to run by somebody. Maybe you want to ask, uh, somebody out. I don't know. But you might be feeling like, they're going to turn me down. Like I kind of feel like you're going into it already like bracing yourself, like ready for the pain. Like go ahead and cut me. I know you're going to turn me down. I know you're going to cut me. Go ahead and do it. Here you go. I'm just here you I'm handing it to you on a silver platter. Uh, go ahead and let it rip. But I feel here that's not going to happen. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Someone is receptive to what you have to hear. You're going to hear yes instead of no, a lot of you. And so it's not going to result in the disappointment that you're expecting. Okay? Maybe it's not a straightforward yes. Maybe they want to talk to you about it. Maybe they want to ask a couple of questions, but they're receptive and they're willing to work on something with you. Or they're willing to talk about things with you and come to a solution, come to an agreement together. The next card coming up here for the Pisces collective is the Queen of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with air sign person. It could be their sun, their moon, their rising, or their Venus. So air sign would be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. If you have air sign placements, you may be focusing on those areas of your life. Now, what I would like to draw your attention to here is you're a water sign, but we have so far air coming in back to back. Ace of Swords is air. Queen of Swords is air. So you're going to be in the realm and element of thoughts. Queen of Swords can have a lot to do with boundaries, but Queen of Swords is also intelligence. Queen of Swords is also like focus and straightforwardness and like, let's not mess around here. Let's not waste any time. So maybe some of you are adapting this kind of communication, or if you're in the situation where you're wanting to present something to someone and you're thinking that they're going to turn you down, the Queen of Swords is saying that this is going to be someone receptive, but be direct, be straightforward, don't beat around the bush, right? Just be honest, be direct. This is what it is. Just go for it. Just kind of blurt it out. This might be somebody who appreciates directness or maybe very literal. So you may have to tell them in very literal terms, like, this is what I want. This might not be somebody who's going to understand like little nuances or like hints or like, oh, well, I'm just kind of saying this because I'm feeling it out, and maybe you'll say this or maybe you'll say. They're not going to get that. Their brain doesn't work that way. So be direct in anything you're wanting to communicate, anything you're wanting to ask for. Be direct. It might seem blunt, it might seem straightforward, it might seem less magical, but I feel like you're dealing with someone that's not going to pick up on or understand otherwise. They're going to feel like you're just kind of killing time, or you're just making small talk, and they just might be really focused on other things. And so I feel like being direct is going to be important here. Those of you who are approaching somebody. Now, you may be stepping into Queen of Swords energy in terms of boundaries. Like, you know what you want and you're not interested in anybody changing your mind. You're not interested in anybody who's not going to have your back, who's not being supportive. So you may be making yourself less accessible and less obtainable here in this Queen of Swords energy. You may be limiting your availability and you may be spending a lot more time focusing on the things that you feel are getting you towards your goals. Like you're not wanting to waste time. The next card that's coming up here for the Pisces collective, talking about boundaries, is the Four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles can indicate a feeling of scarcity. You may have concerns around finances. For some people, this is the busy season where they're making more money, earning more money, and but it's also a time when more expenses come up, depending on which holidays you observe. And for some of you, it might be coming into the slow season. Maybe you do something that really thrives on being in the outdoors, or something that really thrives on the warmer weather. And now things might be cooling down depending on where you live in the world. And so it might be slowing down. It might be coming into the slow season for some of you. But Four of Pentacles can be concerns around finances. And so this might be a time that you're limiting your spending. You may be also limiting your socializing, and you may be taking advantage of this time and this budgeting by keeping busy, like doing things that are going to be productive, planting seeds, so to speak. Four of Pentacles could also be that some of you are being very selective with your energy, your space, your resources, which really confirms what came in with the Queen of Swords. So some of you maybe are like really limiting who you want to allow in your home, in your environment, your associations. Sometimes, and this is not a love reading, but sometimes the Four of Pentacles comes up for me in readings when somebody is coming into deliberate abstinence or like celibacy. What do I mean by that? Sometimes people aren't, you know, being physically intimate with anybody because they feel like they don't have the option to. They may feel like they don't have a choice. Like they want to do it, but they're not finding, partners that they want to do it with. Or they just don't have a drive. They just like, oh, I would like to, but I just can't get into it for some reason. For me, this is like you may still have the drive, but like you're being very selective who you're allowing in. You may be doing some clearing, you may be doing some healing, some cord cutting. Some of you may be deciding to date, but you may be dating with intention, and you may be deciding that like you're going to take the physical stuff slow. You're not going to be jumping into bed with anybody. You're kind of taking back your body. You're taking back your energy, right? You're clearing the loves of the past, the ghosts of the past. And some of you may be clearing, releasing, because it is full moon energy. You may be releasing and clearing some form of physical trauma. We won't get into that. It's not my intention to trigger anybody, but you may be coming into a time of abstinence as you're clearing some kind of trauma, or like taking back your body, taking back your physical power. Sometimes I see that with the Four of Pentacles. One more thing and we'll move on. And I'm going over these different scenarios because it's a general reading, and it's going to come up in different ways for different ones of you. Another way in which the Four of Pentacles can come up is, at least for me in my readings, you may have a financial blessing coming in. Okay, whether you have money coming in, or you're going to have a period of time coming in where your expenses are going to be minimized or decreased, or somebody is being generous in some way. You may have some time coming in that's going to be a financial blessing. And Spirit is encouraging you to hold on to this money, to take time for yourself in the future. So maybe you're thinking to be generous or really burn through it, or you're thinking, oh, well, I got some extra money this year. It'll be a good Christmas for my loved ones. Four of Pentacles might say, hold on there, buddy. Hold on there, tiger. Easy there. It's great to be generous, but in this instance, maybe don't go overboard on the generosity and save. Because you may be coming into a period where you're going to be like a squirrel in the winter time, tucked away, hunkered down in your little tree, and you have your resources, you have your goodies, you have your finances, you have your little safety net, and you can enjoy that slow time. You can rest, you can recuperate, you can regenerate, you can reinvent yourself, you can work on projects or ideas that you may have. Sometimes we have projects, ideas, inventions, creations that are gonna bring us money, but we don't get paid while we're working on it. So if you have this little financial blessing or this little cushion, it's good to hold on to it while you're working on something that is not going to bring in pay right away. So you may be manifesting an opportunity to work on something and like take time off because you have this cushion of money, or you have these finances, or you have these decreased expenses, so you're not having to work as much, and you can put your time and energy into things that you're wanting to create, or getting a business off the ground, things of this nature. Next card coming up here for the Pisces collective, Three of Pentacles, laying down new foundations. Okay, laying down new foundations, um building upon these foundations. This could also be collaborations. This could be also a mentor, someone who's kind of taking you under their wing, showing you the ropes, collaborating with you, someone who sees your potential, who's helping you to reach your potential, who's kind of giving you space to grow, and maybe even some guidance, some help, some tips, some tricks. Um, so it could be like a mentoring energy, laying down a new MO, laying down a new foundation that you're building upon. So now this time, this is something more secure, more solid, something that's going to have long-term continued success versus temporary fixes. The feeling that I'm getting for Pisces, this is so cool. I love it when things like this come in, when I get like these little visuals. I wish you guys could see the little visuals that pop up in my head. Um, my head is an interesting place. Um, so far in the readings, I've kind of gotten a feeling of like the cycles or the patterns that the signs are going to be are going to be releasing or breaking out of in this full moon in Taurus energy. And the feeling that I'm getting for Pisces, I feel the cycle that a lot of you are breaking out of collectively here is like quick fixes. Quick fixes. So, like, there's a problem or there's an issue, and you're finding a temporary solution. Oh, I'm struggling on finances. Let me try to get more hours at work. Let me try to find a side hustle. Let me try to find a little side gig that I can do. Let me find a second job, a third job. Oh, God, please. There's been times in my life where I've been working three jobs. We find this quick fix, like something that we cannot do long term. It's really hard to work two jobs for the rest of your life. It's really hard to be bouncing in between all these temporary things permanently. And so that's not really fixing our problem. Like putting our time and our energy into something that's going to give us real stability, real security, instead of a temporary fix. It's like the visual I got is there's a leak in the boat, and you're like plastering it up with like duct tape, putty, like whatever you can get your hands on, and it works for a little bit until it doesn't work, and now you got water coming into the little lifeboat, and you're getting buckets and trying to throw the water out and trying to patch it up again. It's this constant quick fix. Works for a little bit, disaster, oh my God, scrambling around, we got to stay afloat. It's this constant struggle to stay afloat with these quick fixes that don't last very long. You're breaking out of that cycle of the leaky boat and the quick fixes. You're coming into permanent solutions. You're going to stay afloat in a consistent, effortless way that doesn't have to be so tiring, doesn't have to be so exhausting. It's real solutions. No more quick fixes. but real long-term solutions, stability, security. This is what you're coming into. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a link in the description of the weekly forecast, so you'll be able to find them more easily. There's also a link in the description that will take you to love readings for November, those of you who are wanting a love and romance reading. I also have a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page where you can schedule a private reading with me at calendly.com/amethystangelite. Um, and so with the private readings, I'll just say real quick, if you don't know, now through the beginning of December, because Toys for Tots gave me an early December deadline, I'm going to be donating 10% of the income that I get from the private readings to buy toys to donate to Toys for Tots. And I will be posting pictures of the donations that I make. You guys will see what you guys are contributing and helping me to contribute. So if you've been thinking about getting a private reading and you like the idea of contributing to Toys for Tots, now might be a good time to schedule now through the beginning of December. If you check out the Calendly page, you'll see the different reading options I have available, and you can see if anything looks good to you. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Please come back tomorrow and check out the card of the day and all the daily messages on the channel. If not, hopefully you'll come back and check out next week's forecast. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care and be well, my darlings.